Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another. Take care, Liana, and welcome to another uh, great live webinar recap of awesomecallstrading.com. I really don't know what to tell you, but wow, wow. Talk about professional day trading at a different level. I mean, you know, Awesome Calls Trading not only has some of the most amazing talent of traders, but the moderators are just off the hook. I mean, I told you, I think yesterday in my recap, I feel like I have like a twin brother in here, and his name is Fire. I mean, he's just literally, what I see, he sees. I mean, it's just a joy to watch people actually really kind of validate what you've worked for so many years and see it. And I'm starting to see other traders starting to come up in the room that are really starting to get it. I mean, like they're understanding things. And before I do these webinars, I do what we call a secret sauce webinar. And it's only for subscribers in the room. And I'm teaching traders how to read through earnings reports. What made me make this stock go long? What told me to go short? Why was this going to pop? Um, um, AJ, what does it top it off on your commentary? I'm new here. What does top it off? Top it off is like a topping. Excuse me, traders. This is a live webinar, but I have my clients come first. So, Jay, when you look at topping, so like a PD, for instance, you see how it pushes, and then you got a little bit of a grind and a pull and a lower low set in. This is called topping. All right, so it's topping off. And then once the lower low and breaks off a bear flag on the pull down, that's where you're short. And then you can just short the stock all the way back down. So we always look for topping. And what happens with traders when they're in the room, Jay, they'll ask me, I'm still short. AJ, it's curling. No, that's short covering. Don't worry, it'll come back down. Oh, okay. And I can tell what short covering is to actual buying. Okay. So, and I have to give props to V in here because my friend V Gupta told me um, that there's no reason for this to be up like that. And I said, yeah, there's probably just an institution or a buyer buying the stock up for a later time. So once he's done finishing, the stock will probably end up coming back down to where it should be because there was no justification for this move at all. This was something inside a set buyer, a set price, and they were just buying it up. Remember months ago we had that. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember this stock, ABMD? Remember this? Remember a long time ago? It was less than 6 months ago. We had a buyer eating it up here. Remember, he was loading up here. He was buying a ton of stock that day, and yeah, he's lost half of his money, but for whatever reason, he was loading up that day, and maybe he's loading up to short the stock. And if he did, he made. I remember it when it was flying up there that day, and they were just loading. You see, it was yeah, he was loading up here, big chunk. 600,000, 500,000 shares, and obviously he made a fortune shorting the stock. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, so we really had a great day in here, and we really made some good calls. And again, as I was explaining in the Secret Sauce webinar, is that one of the things that we do in our research in the morning, 2.5 hours before the market order opens, is we really read the earnings report. We read the analysts. We read the news behind the move. We don't just issue an idea um, because it looks like a good idea. There has to be some reasoning why we're going to either short the stock or long the stock. And why we do this prior to the open, and why we write all this down prior to the open, and why we explain in detail prior to the open. So when the trader walks in, no matter what time he comes in, he's ready to trade, he can pick anything off the 12 list and say, okay, I'm going to go after LGPC because my account's not that big. So AJ said when it hits 11, the stock should shoot to 14. So and to buy heavy at 12. AJ said the stock's at 1250 right now, but he said he thinks it's going to come down to 11, And when it hits 11, it should bottom curl and run to 14. Okay, so see, let's just take this one for instance. This is a professional day trader, how he sees LGPC because he watched the morning action. And in pre-market, Gianni took this one from, I believe it went from 11 and he walked it up to 12.50. When I came in the room, the stock was already hovering over $12. And I made the decision, you know what, traders? This stock is going to pull to 11 at the open. And when it does, it's going to bottom curl and you're going to see a quick move to 14. Now, a lot of traders won't trade this outside the room, and a lot of other mods of other rooms actually put this stuff down. Like, why are you trading LGPC? There's no reason for you to trade that. And their reasoning for that is simply because they don't understand it. And again, I keep telling you, people hate what they don't understand in our industry. If they don't understand it, they're going to knock it down. They're going to put it down. And what's so sad about all of that, what's so sad is unfortunately, you're not going to be able to trade that stock. You won't get that opportunity to make a few $1,000s because your mentor is saying, you can't, I don't know how to trade it. So therefore, I won't teach you to trade it because I can't teach you. And therefore, you don't get to trade it unless you leave my room and go to AJ. It's pretty sad, huh? But I'm not going to sit here and knock a guy who all he does is trade the ESF. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's not my forte. I see guys on Twitter that's all they trade is ESF, ES dash underline F. I don't trade that. I have other guys that all they want to do is ETFs off the signals, the VIX, TVIX, and SPY. That's all they want to live off of. Okay, that's great. But to me, trading is much more than that. Do I understand how SPY works? Absolutely. Am I as smart as that other guy who that's all he trades? No, I'm not. And I'm not going to say that I am. What I say, where my talent lies, is taking quality stocks from all through the market, predicting where they're going to go based on the facts and information in front of me that I've read, and I can get a really solid direction where they're going to go. What does that mean for you as a day trader that's not in our room? The ability to size up on a trade and watch it move. That's the beauty of the room. I mean, that's the beauty of what we do. And case in point, if LGPC is in play today, okay, so I want you to buy at 11 and walk it to 14. You want to see the trade? Now watch the trade. Good. Watch how it was formed. Just on the notes alone, off of pre-market, LGPC. So why is the number one pick? Simple. All right. It had a nice move in pre-market. This is the pre-market move. This is all pre-market here. Now, what did I say to do? I said the stock's going to pull to 11. Ding, 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 ding. Here's the market. It opens, and guess where it hit? 11. Now what did I say? You can start buying at 11, but don't load till it breaks through 12. There's a buyer that's going to come in. And you know how smart this room is? I actually told you, watch the buyer come in. This is a professional day trader at a whole nother level. You will never see another kind like me out there that can do that. That will actually define there's a buyer coming in today. Okay? A buyer. You want to see the buyer? What did I say at the 12 level? What did I say? Watch the buyer come in at the 12 level. And guess what? The buyer came in and he bought 250,000 shares. And guess where he bought it at? The 12 level. You see, when you're in here, you're at a whole nother level. Nobody can compete with what we do. Even the guys that left us can't even compete with that because they have no fucking clue how to read a chart like that. How could you predict a buyer coming in at 12 level? Because I'm fucking AJ, that's why. Now look what happens. What did I say the stock would go to? Didn't I say it would go to 14? Look at that. 1390. And you wonder why I sound arrogant when I do these webinars? It's because you can make calls like this. That's a pat on the back in my world. Imagine you playing 500 shares and whacking it 2 points and making $1,000 on a trade that was designed from $12 to $13.90. Why wouldn't you pat yourself on the back? Why wouldn't you say, hell yeah? You know? So this was just walked up in the room. All you had to do was just pull the trigger. I gave it out. Here's another one. The great Fire and I played this today. We both were on the same page. After reading the earnings report this morning, we determined that Domo was oversold. Okay? I want you to understand that. We made the decision Domo was oversold. There's no reason for the stock to be down that much. Therefore, we started going long at $26.30. We gave it room to 25 to add, and we told the entire chat room, I did it pre-market as well as the Great Fire, and Fire walked it up to his 28.75, but we made it very clear the stock would go to $28 to $29. You don't believe us? Pre-market notes, Domo. Take long 26.30, add to 25, don't get shaken out, the stock will go to 29. Because we made the decision after reading the report that it was down too much. And traders would come in and investors would buy the weakness. Okay? Here's another one. This morning we had another one called Docu. Now Docu was an incredible trade. All right? Now Docu was down. Again, after reading the report, understanding the analyst call, understanding everything, reading the overall view of the report, understanding the guidance, how it was in line, how it was mixed, we made the decision that Docu was a buying opportunity at $46 a share. We gave it room to 44, so this way you could control your size, but we told the entire chat room the stock will go to 49 to 50. That was the goal today. So, and we made it very clear in pre-market, 20, 30 minutes before the bell rang, to start buying the weakness. Now we go to the trade. And here you go. You buy the stock at 26.30, you added 25, you have a 26 average, stock went to 29.21. There's the 29 level, and you're done for the day. Okay. The next trade that we did was a trade called Plan. Now this one was an actual upgrade because we do upgrades, analyst calls, we do all types of plays. We don't just limit ourselves. All right. Now on Plan, this was a really good play because it was gapping up on an analyst call from KeyBank. They issued a $57 buy rating price target. What I've noticed in this trade on the pre-market was that it was bought into yesterday. In my opinion, people must have known that KeyBank was going to come out with an upgrade, so they started buying the stock. By seeing the gap up off of that, I knew the stock would actually gap fill. But instead of calling a full gap fill to 47.37, which is what it closed at, I actually made the call that the stock would actually plummet to 46 at the open. Once they hit 46, you just buy long and take it all the way back up. Okay. Here's the play. Here's how it was written in the morning. Right here on Plan. All right. This will actually sell off to $46 and under. Bottom curl, give it room to 45 if it does, and the stock will head right back to 48.49. Okay. Here's another one we did here this morning. Crisp. Crisp was an amazing call. Crisp has had a collaboration with VRTX. They also bought a small company as well. The problem is it was up too thin. When you're up thin from a previous day, you're going to get a gap fill. I anticipated this to go short at 43.44 and that it would gap fill back to 39, about the $39 area. When it hit that, then you can go long. All right. If you want to take now, I told traders ease into the short pre-market, but just give it room to pop and you'll get the pull. It's up too much. So I went over everything about shorting the gap up. Take it back down, $39 area, bottom curl, long back to the 43.44. Before it goes to these levels, you've got to gap fill it first, okay? Because it's a collaboration, and it's up thin. So in most cases, it's just going to sell off, okay? So I come over here, I put up CRSP in front of everyone. Here's CRSP. Here's the gap up, right? You see it? Now I gave it value to 39. I wanted this 39 to get filled. It actually came to 40, give or take. Once it pulled, and if you took the short in pre-market, like I said, There's your pre-market short, and it pulled within minutes to 40, bottom curled, and ran right back up to the 44 level and then faded again. And that was crisp. Okay. Another one that was done in here was CTRV. This is all Raphael. The Great B Trades was out this week, so Raphael took over the room in the small cap, and he drilled us today. He gave us this one yesterday, and as you know, we played it extremely well out of the gate. And today he had it on his radar. He walked in the chat room and he said, right, he walked it from the 7 on, but he got me involved when it hit the, I think it was the $9.91, right? Raphael, I went long 991. I actually went long in the room, 1,000 shares. I told the chat room, and I went long at 891. That's right, 891. No, I'm sorry, $9.11. I just saw it. 911. I went long 911 right here. Okay, I got filled right here, and it started to pull. I waited. I said once it pops through 920, as soon as it stopped to 120, I started putting in my sell order, and I nailed it right around here. 987, 985, somewhere right there. It paid me very well. And then it popped some more off the unhaul. Nothing I could do. I wish I could have got more, but I didn't. I netted about 82 cents on the trade. It was the best trade I had today. And he gave it to me just out of nowhere. He just told me what to do. And he was right. It was flag breaking out, and we love these flag breakouts. I actually, to be honest, in hindsight, I got lucky. I got in at the right time. I got lucky. I announced I was going long, and it just popped. As soon as I took possession, and I had to wait a little bit. Ding, 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 ding. I just waited. I get ready. I'm actually putting in my order right here because I just wanted, I'll take 30 cents, traders. I'll take 25 cents. That's $250. That's a lot of money to me. I will take that. By the time I finish putting my shares back in to execute the sell, it was that, and I just sold right into it. I was I was like, wow. And anyway, it is what it is. Let's just do one more that we did in here. PD. PD turned out to be it was a crazy stock today. But I read the report on the earnings, and I made the decision that the stock it was gapping up off the earnings report. Again, this is an earnings play. If you read the report will tell you everything what to do with the stock. I read the report. I looked at it and I said, you know what? There's something I'm not jiving with this gap up. So I told the chat room, look, I would take short at 51.50. Anything over 51.50 to me is a gift. Just add to it. The stock should sell off to $46 a share. Actually, I said it would gap fill. That's what I said. And I'll show you right here. Not plan. What is it? PD. Here it is. I said it would actually gap fill to 48.50. I said that it's a small increase. It doesn't justify the gap up. Well, if you shorted the stock, there's no way you could even got filled at 48.50. I mean, it's just not realistic because the stock sold off. The spreads were 1 point this morning. So it created such a frenzy that anybody that wanted to sell or profit take, they really didn't get what they wanted. Because look, by the time the first sellers started to come in, I mean, this is only 2,400 shares, right? See how thin this is? 5,000. This guy right here, 7,000. By the time he's trying to get 50-50, he ended up getting 49. So he didn't make as much as he thought he would. And by the time the other ones came in, I mean, they got plowed. So it was just too much, too fast, everyone trying to cash out, but the spreads created such a gap that every time somebody wanted to dump a decent size, they were getting killed. And this is where it gets a problem when you're doing. And you know what was really crazy? I wanted to long the stock, but I hesitated. I was a deer in headlights. I was. I literally was a deer in headlights because I kept seeing the spread over a point, and I kept going, Man, I don't want to buy 300 shares and be down 300 when I click. I hate those kind of trades. In hindsight, I wish I would have just went with it and did it. But I think what I should have done is trade with smaller size, and then it would have been a better trade. So this taught me a lesson today as a trader. I was right on the call, and you could see the call when all. I mean, even if you took my 48 and added at 46, you had a 47 average. You went right back up to 51. You made 4 points. And then if you stayed even longer in the trade, which a buyer came in out of nowhere, it started loaning the stock, and now you can see the stock coming right back down where it should be, which is around the 48 level, which is what the pre-market note said. So, and sometimes you get that, you get a buyer that, he wants to buy the stock. So he goes to the company, says, I want to buy a block of your stock at this price. And the company will go, no, you can't. You want to buy it, you buy on the open market. You don't, then don't buy our stock. And so the guy had to go and put his orders in and go down to the floor and go, okay, start buying the stock. And he had to do an open order. And you could see he just had to do little pieces at a time. 14,000, 14,000, 5,000. When you add all this up, he probably bought 200,000 shares. And if he had bought it at one time, oh my God, he had to just do it in pieces. And then after he bought it, load it up, now he's right back down. So anyway, it was a good call. I just wish I could have took the trade. Palmer was all over my butt on that one. He's like, why didn't you take that? I'm like, yeah, the spreads. Me and Liana were just like looking at it. The spreads are too much. I can't. I'm telling you, if you did 500, in hindsight, you think, oh God, I wish I could do 500 shares. The minute you pull 500 shares, you're going to be down 620. I mean, it's not a pretty sight. And then you start to, your hands start to sweat, like, because then you're hoping it pops, so you can at least break even. But even, and here's the sad thing: you pull the trigger. This is because when you trade with real money, this is the motions you go through. Okay, so I'm going to buy here, right? I'm thinking of buying, let's say, right here. As soon as I buy, okay, so I'm going to buy this right here. This is me. So let's say I bought this. I put 400 shares in. As soon as I click, the spreads open up, right? Now it's 46. I bought it 47.10, right? They filled me. Now I'm down $500. Now I got to sit there and like, God, if this goes down another 50 cents, I'm fucked. I'll be down like almost $1,000 on this trade. I don't want to start my day like that. And then you have to like, I got to wait for that curl, but can I handle that $500, $800 down? And then once that curl happens, okay, now you can breathe. But even if you try to sell here at 47.95 from your 46.90, whatever, it still's going to pull you. So you end up only making 60 cents. So you almost have to wait for it to react and wait for it to get up there. But you can sit on the ask and try to get your 400 shares filled and hopefully a buyer comes in at 49. You can also do that, but sometimes when you're running the room and you have to trade at the same time, and this is one that needs to be monitored to make sure that you can handle what's going on. So in hindsight, I should have took the trade. I should have done smaller size, and that taught me a lesson today. And trading 16 years, it's okay to learn things new. And that is our webinar today. Okay. I want to thank you for joining us this entire week. It was a phenomenal day today to end a week, and I am out of here. I had such a wonderful time with the group. Got quite a few. Um, and I love you all. I love the mods. I want to just a shout out to Darkside, Janny, Fire, B Trades, Raphael, Dave the Trader, and Palmer. I want to thank all the people in the room that give us a shout out every day. I want to welcome Kim. Kim is a new trader to our great room, and in this week alone, um, just phenomenal what she's done, Kim. I hope you bring in other people, and I'll show you Kim. Kim is a new trader. Came in. She made her money so early. That's why I have to scroll down. Ali had a great day. He made 212. Paul did really well this week. I actually saw a gun show yesterday. He came to my house in Bel Air, and we got to sat down for an hour and a half, and talk and help him out. Joseph had a really good day. Christian actually got a little bit of love today. Mike Purdue, as you know, and this is Kim Park. A shout out to Kim Park for $2,100. Andreas had a good week. I mean, we are building traders. We are the room, you know, It's not complicated. You have to come in here. You have to just open your mind. You have to learn to absorb what we're going to be teaching you because we're teaching you another level of trading, okay? And that's what we do in here. I mean, look at Joseph today. I mean, $2,200 since joining the room. Noel Palmer part-time, $508. It's endless. This is why we get hundreds and hundreds of reviews a day. Okay? And look at Noel. I mean, Noel made $1,500, and he played the CTRV with me when I was in the room with the great Raphael. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. And next week we're going to do it again, starting on Monday. Okay? So enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful time, and be good, be well, be safe. I love you all, and that's it. That's our recording. So let me shut it off.